What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to go over the latest free agent addition. Backup quarterback Tyrod Taylor signed to a 2-year deal today, ladies and gentlemen. And I will dive into the specifics of this deal in just a moment and what it means for Big Blue, the New York Football Giants, Tyrod Taylor, and Daniel Jones. But before I get to that, folks, make sure to go follow us on all of our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, and our YouTube channel at Big Blue Avenue. Appreciate all the support we've been getting over the past couple of months. This has been great. Love putting these videos out for you guys, and the viewers and our fans are the ones who continue to make us do this content because we love interacting with people in the comment section. And, it's nice not doing the live streams right now, but, we're still putting out content as deals can officially be signed when the new league year begins Wednesday. So, Giants signed Tyrod Taylor. Now, there was a little confusion when this deal came out. Adam Schefter reported this as a 2-year, $17 million deal. Wrong. The deal is 2 years, $11 million. That can be worth up to $17 million based off of incentives if Tyrod Taylor hits those incentives, reporting to Ian Rappaport. So, technically, 2-year, $11 million deal, $5.5 million each year. Taylor would have to hit certain incentives to make this a $17 million deal. I do not know what those incentives are at this time. But what I do know is only $8.5 million of this deal is guaranteed. Now, paying Taylor as much as Daniel Jones still this season, even with the contract being lesser than what most of us originally thought, is a little awkward, right? Nobody really expected the Giants to pay a backup quarterback $5.5 million a year, but we did. And this is more than typical backup QB money now. I like Tyrod Taylor. I like the signing. It's an upgrade over Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm, which neither of them are hopefully coming back next season. But it raises some thoughts. It raises some questions, right? The Giants don't view Daniel Jones as a long-term answer yet at this time, and rightfully so. New regime coming in, Daniel Jones entering his contract year. But let's talk about Tyrod Taylor first and who he is as an NFL quarterback. So he's 32. He's a veteran. He's not very big. He's only 6'1". He was a sixth-round draft pick by the Baltimore Ravens back in 2011. So he's been in the league for 11 seasons now. Played there from 2011 to 2014 before moving over to the Buffalo Bills. Now, you may think he probably has ties to Shane and Dable. He really doesn't. Dable was not on the Bills coaching staff when Taylor was in Buffalo, and Shane was only there for Taylor's last year in 2017 when Taylor helped the Buffalo Bills reach the playoffs. That was the year I think Buffalo went 9-7 and made it in. But Taylor played in Buffalo for 3 years, started all 3 of those years, then went to Cleveland in 2018 for 1 season when they drafted Baker Mayfield, played for the Chargers from 2019 to 2020, and the Houston Texans last season. He was originally penciled in as the starter until he got hurt in week 2. So, Tyrod Taylor has played for 5, now 6, to be soon, different NFL teams. He is a journeyman quarterback who has started 53 career games. And what I find interesting is his touchdown to interception ratio is phenomenal. It's over double. 59 touchdown passes to only 25 interceptions. He's thrown for over 10,700 yards throughout the course of his career, and he's only 32. For a backup quarterback, that's pretty good. And he has been a starter for some of those years. Completes over 61% of his passes with an 88.2 passer rating. And Joe Schoen and the Giants management mentioned that they were looking for a mobile backup quarterback. They weren't looking for a particular pocket passer type of quarterback. They want a pocket passer that has mobility, that can run when the play breaks down. Not a guy who's going to run like maybe Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, but a quarterback that's going to flush out like a Russell Wilson. And I'm not comparing Tyrod Taylor to those guys, but mobility-wise, I am. So, the man has over 2,000 career rushing yards and 19 touchdowns. Daniel Jones is also mobile. But what's the issue with mobile quarterbacks? They tend to take hits. Daniel Jones has not played a full 16, now 17 game season yet in his young 3-year career. So the Giants had the backup quarterback position high on their hierarchy. I mentioned the top two names that I wanted in one of my previous videos were Chad Henne and Jacoby Brissett. Those were the two names that I was looking at. Tyrod Taylor, I had as a thought as well, but I didn't throw him in the mix only because I thought he would cost too much money. Little did I know the Giants would spend this much money on a backup QB. But let's note, in Tyrod Taylor's time with Buffalo from 15 to 17, he threw for 3,000 yards twice in back-to-back seasons in 2015 and 2016. In fact, he was a Pro Bowl alternate who ended up playing in the Pro Bowl game in 2015. That was the best season of his career, where he had 20 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. I mentioned his mobility, and he doesn't turn the ball over much, which I love. Don't like quarterbacks that turn the ball over a lot. Tyrod Taylor is a sure-handed quarterback who's not going to throw many interceptions or lose the football much. Now, I'm not saying Tyrod Taylor is going to be on the field much or potentially at all next season, but if something happens to Daniel Jones injury-wise, he may be called upon relief. Or if Daniel Jones is underperforming, Tyrod Taylor may be forced into commission. So, Taylor, what concerns me is he hasn't really been a true starter since 2017. Played in just 6 games with the Houston Texans. He was originally penciled in as their starter, got hurt in week 2 with a hamstring injury. They only signed him to a 1-year deal, but in the limited action he played, 2-4 record, 61% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, 5 picks, 966 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns over 6 games. That is not awful for a guy who is nothing more than a backup, a high-quality backup at this point. And that's what I view Tyrod Taylor as. Now, little fun fact about Tyrod Taylor. I heard that he might wear number 5. Graham Gano is currently number 5. Gano might wear number 9 with Riley Dixon off the team now because that's who previously wore that number. But it's going to be interesting. The last point I want to talk about in this video, what does this mean for Daniel Jones? Well, it means that Daniel Jones needs to play better in the 2022 season. Last year, Jones was 4-7 as the starting quarterback for the Giants. While the record is nothing to, be, super upset about, it's not good. It's not good, especially the expectations the Giants had going into the season. But those were the only 4 games the Giants won last season when Daniel Jones was under center in an incompetent offense. Could Daniel Jones lose his starting job if he doesn't perform well? Yes. Do I want Daniel Jones to be the starter of this team for the whole 2022 season? Yes. I think Tyrod Taylor was brought in to be a quality backup and a pure insurance policy for Daniel Jones, and this is why the Giants highly invested in this position. They may be slightly overpaid for a backup quarterback due to Daniel Jones's injury history and inconsistencies at the quarterback position. But I do think Daniel Jones, for me personally, has proven that he deserves to be the starting quarterback in year 2022 if healthy. Folks, what do you think of Tyrod Taylor? Do you think this was a good signing for the Giants? Are you interested to see potentially a quarterback battle in the offseason and preseason? Do you think Daniel Jones is the guy? Do you think Taylor is a pure insurance policy? I want to know what all of you folks think. Make sure to go follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and our YouTube channel at Big Blue Avenue. And, of course, check out our sponsor, BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, serving customers for over 25 years. Bet on all of your favorite sports. You can use our promo code here below at JOIN125. That is our BetUS promo code. You can bet on the go. You get a 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,500. Get fast payouts. Enjoy live betting on your mobile device where you can bet during the game, whenever. That's BetUS, where the game begins. Folks, I hope you all enjoyed this video today on Tyrod Taylor. That is now technically the 3rd official free agent signing, in addition to Mark Lewinsky and John Feliciano. Without further ado, folks, let's go Big Blue.